Hello SetJetters and welcome to our video. Today we are going to be talking with Amber and Dean from the Twilight House. Do you want to tell us, for those that have no idea what Twilight House or Swan House means, what is it?
The Swan House or the Twilight House is the house that was used for filming in the movie Twilight. It served as Bella's and her dad's, Charlie's, family home, and it was supposed to be set in the town of Forks. They actually filmed out in St Helens, Oregon.
Is that the house behind you? Do you guys live in it?
No, unfortunately no. When the house came up for sale, we had our realtor get us a showing just to see the inside. We had no intention of actually purchasing it.
I had previously been up to the house before to take photos, just like all the other Twilight fans, and we had been looking at properties, and the house popped up, and I looked at it. I was like, I know that house. I know it. And so, yeah, we contacted our realtor and thinking it was the only chance we'd have to see the inside.
And then we promptly kind of fell in love with the house. You know, she's geeking out, walking through the house.
I'm trying to keep it in check while I'm there with the realtor, but my eyes are just, pardon our dog.
Right, so while she's geeking out, I'm just kind of looking at this pre-World War II, 1935 construction with the original lath and plaster. The archways are there, and it's much bigger rooms than they built at that time. And I'm like, wow, this is a really unique house. And so I started to like it, and we started realizing that the house needed a lot of work. It needed somebody who was handy to own it, and really it wasn't something you do unless you were a Twilight fan. And we started getting worried somebody might purchase it and remodel it or renovate it.
The previous owner opted to keep the house interior paint colors all the same from filming. They were given an option to change it to something else or keep it the same, and he chose to keep it that way. And we never thought we'd get that far in the sale process.
We just kind of threw an offer out.
Threw an offer in, and then it was like oh crap, we just bought a house. Are we going to move into this house? What are we going to do?
It was either we were going to move in, or we said, you know what, let's try a short-term rental and see if we can actually get enough days to book to get it to pay its own bills.
Well, and we'll rent it until we figure out what we want to do long-term.
Right. We kind of struggled to get enough rentals to pay the bills. And then we got just like a little smidge of media coverage. And then we were paying the bills just fine. And then we got a little blip of media coverage.
It was a Twitter post. It was
little social media explosions. And we could just see stair steps in our booking rates.
Yeah. And then enter TikTok. And then it was just.
Well, yeah. Once you get a TikTok that gets 2 million views overnight, then our calendar books out in like a minute.
I've got so many questions. This is really fascinating. And I just want to say I'm really blown away by the fact that this house was snapped up by people who love the film. It's just such a beautiful story. So can you give us a quick virtual tour? Like, what happens when you walk in the door? What do you see? What have you guys created in the house?
Okay, so when you first walk in, you come up the same steps that Bella slipped and fell on. You walk through the door, and you're standing right at the entryway where Edward and Charlie are standing, watching Bella come down the stairs with her little walking boot on and her prom dress.
And then if you look to the left of the staircase, you go into the retro kitchen with...
Got to pass the boat shelf, screen accurate boat
shelf.
Cool.
And then you walk into the kitchen that has all the same appliances that were there when they filmed. The stove, the dishwasher, the refrigerator are all the exact same ones they filmed with in the movie. Exactly where they should be. The kitchen you'll feel like you're standing in the movie kitchen when you walk in. Nothing has changed.
Yeah, and it's a unique property in that they did use the inside and the outside for filming.
That's right.
Okay.
Only for Twilight.
For the first film, and then they moved to Canada for filming, and
it was all on stages, and they built a replica facade of the house. The living room, we've taken some liberties because just a single sofa for a bachelor pad doesn't really work. Sleeps 8, so I had to add some seating.
We also have a bedroom downstairs that's not seen in filming. We deem that the Jacob Black or Billy Black room, because if Billy stayed there, he'd need something that he could access with his wheelchair.
That one is our
LaPush theme.
Yeah, beachy and wolfy themed sort of room. And then upstairs is the 3 main bedrooms. And there's one small bedroom, but there is the Bella room, the Charlie room, and what we call the lookout room. When people watch Twilight, they think that those big windows are in Bella's room because she hops out of bed and looks through them. Right. But if you watch carefully, the camera pans and blurs past the bathroom. So that they're actually across the hallway. I
discovered that a lot of the artwork in the house was vintage paint by number artwork. And so once I figured out that there were a couple in the house, I was like, well, which other ones did they use? And so then I was hunting those down. And so we've got it as close to accurate as possible.
And the amount of detail that we put in, she really has put most of the time into Bella's bedroom. There's one poster that's on the wall in Twilight, and Amber was able to figure out what production company did this this movie poster. So Amber actually managed to contact the director of that play, like from that year that they did it. And they're like, oh yeah, I have one of those movie posters in my closet. I'll send it to you.
Oh, wow.
We might have one in the archive. Let me check and sent it out to the house. And
so this is the detail recreation we're talking about. Like,
wow. Okay, that's phenomenal.
Actually, that was a part where a lot of the fandom wanted to contribute, and the house kind of became a museum that we were curating. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff there. I mean, honestly, the fandom has as big a hand in it as we did.
For sure. On Bella's walls to screen accurate in the closet in Bella's room. It's been a fun project for people to participate on.
Yeah.
We're really excited to kind of be talking with you guys as we get our hands into more wonderful examples of film tourism. We've actually just on SetJetters created a tile called Bookable Stays. And this month I've been putting together for our newsletter all the haunted houses that you can visit. And similar to you guys, there's a guy on the other side of the country who his house was the one where they shot Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill's house.
Yes. Somebody sent me a link to that, and they're like, yes, I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and it's wonderful just to see again the fandom that come. There's the Conjuring house. I mean, these are personally ones I wouldn't stay in, being a bit of not a super horror fan. But it's wonderful to see the expanse of like people looking after the homes that these films are shot in. Goonies house further north in Oregon. This has been a total joy. Is there anything else you guys would like to add or say that I haven't touched on?
Just a friendly reminder to people that are visiting the house. We always recommend parking on Columbia Boulevard and walking up to the house, especially during Halloween Town. We get a lot of traffic.
1-lane road that only one car can be coming or going at a time, and when there's 20 cars trying to turn around,
it becomes a nightmare for our neighbors. And so we just encourage people to park on Columbia Boulevard, walk up. When you walk up, take as many photos as you want out front. We ask that people take photos from the road, just because we do have guests staying there often.
The gravel is fine. Just don't go on the grass.
Fabulous. Well, from someone who actually has been to the outside of the house, I've taken a photograph there. I absolutely love what you guys are doing. And now that I know the story, I think I went to the house without ever knowing about the story. So this is just put a huge smile on my face.
Yeah, we'll have to get you guys back so that we can maybe give you guys a look around the inside of the house.
Yeah, I'll totally give you guys a tour.
I'd love that. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Thanks to our viewers. Check out the Twilight Swan House. And thank you again, Amber and Dean.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye, Viv.